Hey y'all, welcome back to another Monster High ranking video. Today we're going to be tackling all of the G3 dolls so far, which is a big undertaking, but that's what we're going to do. So if you've been on this channel before, you probably know that I have a whole slew of ranking videos for Gen 1 and Gen 2 of Monster High, and I purposefully didn't include Gen 3 in those just because I thought that they were very different, and also when I started that ranking process, we were kind of in the middle of the rollout. But now, it is a good time to go ahead and do this, and I want to go ahead and rank just all of the Gen 3 Monster High dolls before it gets to a point where this becomes really overwhelming and there's just too many to do, because it is already almost at that point. So I am going to be ranking any Gen 3 doll that has a stock photo so far. So some of those are dolls that aren't technically out yet, but we have stock photos for them, so I feel comfortable using them because they're not like leak photos, they are proper stock photos. So any Gen 3 doll that has a proper stock photo is going to be included in the ranking today, which, like I said, means we do already have a lot to get through, so I will be quick with the intro here, but I do have to give the typical disclaimer that this is just my opinion, so if you disagree, I promise it's nothing personal against you, it's just that I like different dolls than you might like. So yeah, it's not a big deal if we do disagree on that, and if you guys do find yourself enjoying the video, if you could give it a like, that's very helpful to me, and if you are new here, you haven't seen my stuff before, and you like what you see, definitely subscribe so you can see more of it. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start ranking all of these dolls. So as always, I will be doing my ranking in Procreate, and the tiers that I have for Gen 3 of Monster High are perfect, good, and then good but not for me. That's for the dolls that I can objectively say are designed well, like they're not designed poorly or anything like that, I just don't personally really connect with them. Then we have mid, not great, and missed the mark. So a little bit different than the tiers from my Gen 1 and Gen 2 rankings, but I felt like it was time to update them for the new generation. So we're going to go in and start off with the 3 budget dolls that I believe are Latin America exclusives, because I feel like that's the only place they've been seen, so like I don't know if it's official that they're exclusives, but I think that's the only place they've been found. Anyway though, we're going to be ranking them. Starting off with Draculaura, I do like this makeup on her a lot, because for a lot of Gen 3 thus far, the makeup hasn't been like super different from doll to doll. They are changing that as they go along, but early on in Gen 3's rollout, that was a big complaint, was that the dolls had like very similar makeup or exactly the same makeup. I really love this color of like lip specifically on Draculaura. I think that's very pretty. Her shoes are cute, and I do love the bag with the lips and the vampire fangs, but I think this dress is not for me. I like the idea of the ruffles. I think it's just the print that I'm not really a fan of, and truthfully, I feel like maybe she should go in good but not for me, because I don't know how people really feel about her, but I'm going to put her in mid, just because I feel like it's not a super stunning design. It's not bad by any means, but it's just not like, wow, you know? Then we move on to Frankie, and I actually really like this outfit for them. I just think it's a bit simplistic. I like the boots that they have. I actually think the dress is super cute. I love the pattern there and like the colors that they used. I think it's just that the white shirt underneath is so close in cut to the straps of the dress that I almost don't see it at first, so it's like hard to notice, and I just feel like they need another layer. Like I think this look, obviously it's a budget look, so like you can't go too crazy, but I think this would look a lot cuter with a jacket or something like that to layer on top. So I think I'm going to put them in mid as well. And then Clawdeen here, I don't know, there's nothing really wrong with it. There's something, like, offensive about her outfit in any way. I like the cut. I like the accessories. I'm just not really feeling it, and I don't know why, but I think that that makes her a good candidate for the good but not for me category, because there's not really anything that I can say I dislike. Like, with Frankie's, I was like, yeah, they could use a jacket. I think this is a perfectly good look for Clawdeen. I just am not really connecting, so good but not for me, it is. Then we have the Fashion Studio Clawdeen, and I did buy this doll, and I have like a whole unboxing video of her on my channel, and I loved her. Not necessarily like this particular outfit in the stock photo. I don't love this shirt and this skirt together, but like the whole thing with the Fashion Studio is that she came with a bunch of extra fashions, and you could mix and match them, and I really, really loved unboxing her, so I feel like the stock photo might kind of misrepresent all that she comes with, or it might not be like the most ideal picture of everything that she comes with, but I did really like this one. I don't want to put her in perfect just because there are dolls that I know I felt a lot more strongly for, but she is going to go into good because I really enjoyed that set. Okay, then we have the Hairplay Laguna. I don't think there's anything wrong with her. I just don't think that I'm the target demographic. I like doing dolls' hair, but not in like a play sense, if that makes sense. Like the beads and everything, I would do once and put it in there and have her hairstyle, and that would be it. And then she goes on my display. So for me, the Hairplay dolls are just not super exciting because I do think that their outfits tend to be a little bit more simplistic because the focus is on the hair, and I totally understand it. Basically, I'm just not the target demographic. That being said, I think that the color that they used for her forehead scales is really cute in this one. I like her makeup and everything. There's nothing wrong with her outfit, and I do think that the hair play looks fun for people who are more interested in that type of engagement with their dolls. So Hairplay Laguna is also going to go into good but not for me. Okay, then we have the Bite in the Park Draculaura that's supposed to come with like a little bench, like a park bench playset. I'm assuming this is still coming out. I haven't heard anything about it for a very long time, but I have a stock photo, so I'm going to be ranking her anyway. This one is definitely, I would say, like the darkest Draculaura out of all the Gen 3 Draculaura so far. She just has a lot more black in her color scheme and like a lot less hot pink in her color scheme, so I feel like this is definitely more toned down than a lot of the other Draculauras that we are getting in G3. I don't mind it at all. I think I wish her hair had a little bit more pink to it. And I do think that because the earrings are the only bit of hot pink on this doll, they kind of stand out and they don't quite mesh with everything else. That being said, even though this is a reused shoe mold, there's like a few Draculauras that have the shoe mold. It's precious. They're so cute and I do love it. And I also think that the dress is really cute. I like the print for this with the spider web. I think the colors are really good. So, ooh, I'm saying all these positive things, but I do think I'm going to go ahead and put her in mid. There's, like, nothing about her that makes me actively excited. I don't plan on buying her, so she's going in mid. I don't think that mid is a bad tier. I just think that it's not my favorite. Okay, then we have a couple of Monster Ball dolls. So we have Laguna, and this is so fascinating. I can't show you here because I only want to be using stock photos in my rankings, but I didn't love this Laguna upon seeing the stock photo. Since the stock photo came out, we have seen in real life pictures of how Laguna looks, and she looks so much better in real life than she does in the stock photo. It's like almost funny to me how much better she looks. Her makeup, like her makeup's fine in the stock photo. The pictures of people who have actually found this doll and like taken photos of how she actually looks, her makeup is so pretty. So now I'm really conflicted because I really wasn't a fan at all of this Laguna, but the stock photos honestly are just not doing her any favors. Like, again, I can't show you, so I'm sorry, but like the pictures of her in person are so much prettier that it is affecting my ranking because I really, really disliked this Laguna. But after seeing what she will look like when you can physically see her, she's going to go into good, which is shocking. I did not expect that to be how this ranking would go, but it's really good. And then Monster Ball Clawdeen, I know, is like a fan favorite. She looks really good, okay? It took a little bit of time for the puff sleeves to grow on me because, like, I wasn't vibing with that immediately off the bat, but the more I look at her, the more I love her. I just think that she looks really, really good. I love the fact that she still has a suit instead of giving her a dress. I love the gold cheetah of her top. I just think that that looks really, really cute. Honestly, my only complaint is that I think this bun up here looks just really weird. I think it would be better if it were a little further back on her head. It's like a little far forward. I know it's probably hard to like get the bun placement right with the ears that Clawdeen has, being a werewolf. And maybe in person that will change for me too. I think I'm going to put her into good. She's not quite hitting perfect. I promise there's going to be some imperfect, but she's not quite hitting perfect. However, she's really solid. And then the other two Monster Ball dolls, Draculaura and then Cleo. Draculaura was the first one we got leaks for, and if you saw those, the way that the box looked in the leaks, like the reflection of light from the plastic on the box, made Draculaura look so bad. And it's just really funny to me because I feel like this is kind of a theme with the Monster Ball dolls, at least for me, that the leaks and stock photos just simply don't look as good as the dolls actually look in real life, which is fine. Like, I would rather be that way than the other way around. You know, like, I don't want to see stock photos, be excited, and then be like, wow, the doll's kind of ugly. But it is just kind of interesting to me that that in general has been my experience with the Monster Ball dolls. That being said, I do think this Draculaura is super, super cute. I kind of wish that the tights, the fishnets, I think they're fishnets. Maybe they're just tights. The tights had been black. I think that that would be a better balance to her outfit, but I'm obsessed with this big pink bow. It's just so cute. I love it. I do think that this is really, really nice. So she's gonna go in good too. I have like specific feelings that are for the perfect tier. We're gonna get there, I promise. Cleo is getting close. I have always been a big Cleo fan, and Monster Ball Cleo is not disappointing me at all. I actually really like the inclusion of black in her design. Sometimes when they like change colors, it doesn't mesh right with me, but I think this looks really good. It reminds me of the night sky with the glitter that they have on it. Her shoes are so fun, and I love that they seem to have a little bit more painted detail than some shoes in G3 have had. That's been one of my few complaints about G3, is that there's not as many painted details, it seems, on like the accessories and shoes and stuff. But these look like they've got some good detail on them, which I'm really, really excited to see in person. Her bag is awesome. Like, she's just so cute. My only thing I would say is that I do think that the pink for her lips is maybe not the best color. I think it would have looked better if it were a darker color. Maybe like a red instead. But overall, she's so cute. I love her a lot. Oh gosh. Now I'm debating because I was going to put her in good, but the more I look at her, the more I love her. I'm going to put her in perfect. She's going to be the first perfect. She's just so pretty. Okay, then we have Claude, and I feel really bad. Okay, when I first saw the stock photos of Claude, I thought that I wasn't really a fan of his outfits. Not that there's anything wrong with them. They just didn't really, like, connect with me. So I was thinking, okay, I'll probably wait till he goes on sale, and then I'll grab him and I'll redress him, because I do think that the face mold is really, really nice, and I think that the hair looks really, really good. However, I am having the opposite reaction to Claude than I had with, like, Monster Ball Laguna, because I think that the stock photos, his hair looks really nice, and, like, his face looks really good. But from what I've seen from people who have actually found him and purchased him and posted him online, kind of hit or miss. A lot of the times the hair does not look nearly as good. Sometimes the face is kind of off. Obviously, that's not like every single Claude. Like, there are some good ones out there. But I do think that given that I already wasn't super enthused about his outfits, knowing that I would not only be buying him to redress him, but that also there's a very high chance that I would be buying him to then have to completely, like, redo his hair and, like, zhuzh it up to make it look even presentable, just kind of bothers me. So he's not going to go in bottom tier, because I do think there are good things about his design. Like, I'm not a fan, if that makes sense. I just think that the stock photos, at least of, like, the face sculpt and the hair, are, like, the best version that you can find, and people aren't always finding that version, and so that's why I'm disappointed. So he's going to go into not great, just because I do think that his outfits are kind of boring, and it just seems like the consistency with him being good is not there. Like, when he's good, but when he's not, you know? So I feel bad for putting Claude there, but that's where Claude has to go. Okay, then we have my girl Abby, and I'm so excited for this doll. She was up on Amazon for only like a couple hours, and I did manage to order her within that window. So, like, she's gonna come. She's gonna arrive to my house relatively soon, and I'm so excited for her. I feel like a lot of the fan base is really excited for this one. They knocked it out of the park with Abby. Out of all of the redesigns, I personally like a lot of them. Obviously, there's been, like, a lot of debate about G3 in general within the fandom. I personally like most of the redesigns. Abby looks so good in this style. Like, her makeup is just so pretty with the little, like, cold nose that's kind of purple. It's hard to see, but she does have horns. I feel like the fur is so cool for her. And the pants, look at these pants. And the shoes, y'all. She's so beautiful. And the other really cool thing is that, again, from people who've actually found her and, like, been able to physically hold her so far, she is, like, super tall, and she's on, like, a curvier body. And I just love that, because I have always loved the different body types for Gen 3. I think that that's a really cool thing to be doing. And I'm really glad that with Abby specifically, they went ahead and made her extra tall. I am obsessed, and she is going to go into perfect. I can't wait to get my hands on her. Like, I know she's coming. I know she's on the way. But I need her here now, you know? Okay. Then we have the two Skulltimate Secrets Clawdeens. On the left is the regular, and then on the right is the Iridescent series. That's going to be the case for all of the characters here. So looking at the first one, I have her. I do love her. I think I was expecting like something a little bit different. If you watched that review, I was expecting the colors to be a little bit different than they ended up being. But that being said, I do still think she is a gorgeous doll. I love the makeup that they did for her, and I feel like the crimped hair fits very, very well. Her clothes are really cute. Gosh. I think I am gonna put her in perfect. She's probably my favorite Clawdeen that I at least have, thus far in G3. She might be my favorite Clawdeen released in G3 overall so far. Because this one, okay, I think she's cute. And honestly, I think I'm gonna like her more in person, but just the stock photos, I'm not sure yet. I think all of her fashions are really adorable. I love all the purple that they chose for Clawdeen with this doll. Her makeup is super cute. Maybe it's the headband that's throwing me off. I think I'm not as big a fan of the headband. But honestly, everything looks really, really good. Look at these shoes. I'm convincing myself, which is bad, because I was like, oh no, I'm not going to buy the Iridescent Clawdeen. I'm going to like only get a few and save my money. But now that I'm looking at her, I'm kind of like, maybe I won't save my money. Oh no. Oh no. I think I'm going to put her in perfect too. You guys just watched me in real time convince myself that I need this doll and that she's beautiful. Why does this happen? Anyway, okay. Skulltimate Secrets, Frankie. The first one, I have them, and I do really, really like them. I think that the hot pink is what's throwing me off about their original Skulltimate Secrets design. I don't know. I'm having a hard time coming up with an outfit that I like using just those Skulltimate Secrets pieces. I think that if I mix and match more different Frankie pieces as I get different Frankies in the future, because like I have plans to get more Frankies in the future, I think that I'll be able to come up with something really, really cool. But yeah, I think the hot pink is just what's throwing me off. So I don't think that they're bad at all. I like a lot of their pieces. I just don't quite like them as much as like Clawdeen, for example. So they're gonna go into good. Iridescent Frankie though, wow. I'm so excited for this doll. I love all of their clothing pieces. I think they're all so beautiful. Like the glittery kind of transparent prosthetic leg, amazing. It's so cute. The boots and like this makeup and this hair. I will say the bangs are like a little bit far out maybe. Like the bangs look a little bit off. But I love the color of the hair. I think that is absolutely beautiful. And I love the makeup that they did for this version of Frankie. Like they just look so pretty. And I do desperately need them. So they're going to go into perfect. I'm like realizing that I'm probably not going fast enough. I need to talk less. Okay, the two Lagunas, from both the regular and the Iridescent Skulltimate Secrets, these are probably my least favorite characters. That doesn't mean that I think they're bad. I just like them a little bit less than the others. This Laguna, I love her hat. I love the like necklace that she has. I think her shoes are really, really cool. Mostly it's that I'm having trouble with her outfits that she comes with because I don't like either of her tops. So like I know that if I buy her, I don't have a shirt that I want to put her in right now. And so that's what's kind of throwing me off. I also don't like this skirt that she comes with. I like the shorts that she has, but I'm not really a fan of this whole ensemble. And then kind of similar when it comes to the Iridescent, I think that the colors for her are gorgeous. The makeup, sorry, this is kind of a blurry image. My bad. I think the clothes are less off to me in this one, but again, they just don't really hit home. Like, I'm not so excited. I do like her pearl bag, and then I think the shoes, all of Laguna's shoes are really cool this gen, honestly. It's just her clothes that I don't like quite as much. So I'm actually going to throw both of these into good, but not for me. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I just am not personally vibing. Okay, then we have the two different versions of Skulltimate Secrets Draculaura. The first wave, I have her absolutely obsessed. Literally every piece of clothing that she comes with is so beautiful. Her bangs are so pretty. Look at this makeup and this beret. She's so good. And then somehow I think that the Iridescent series Draculaura is actually going to top that, which I can't even believe I'm saying that. Look at how cool she looks. Again, every piece of clothing looks so fun. This coffin bag is so stinking cute. The whole, like, almost completely pink hair, I'm really vibing with. She's just amazing. I am completely obsessed. And so both of the Draculauras are going to go into perfect. Okay, then the Cleo. So Cleo from Skulltimate Secrets Series 1. Unfortunately not one that I'm a fan of. You can't see it in this particular stock image, but she does have a lot of pink in her design, and I just don't think that it matches Cleo. I think that they did a lot of pink in all of the characters' designs to kind of make that the throughway color so that you could mix and match between the characters a little bit more easily, but I don't think that it matches with Cleo at all, just for me personally. I do love this skirt that she comes with. She has like a little jacket that I think is really cute. But I think the pink really, really ruined her for me, so... Hello? There we go. It wouldn't select for a second. The original Skulltimate Secrets Cleo. I'm going to put into good but not for me, because I do think there are redeeming aspects to her design, and I get why people like her, I just don't. However, the Iridescent Series Cleo... Yo. I can't breathe when I look at this doll. She's so pretty. The, headscarf that she has, the makeup is insane. I know the hair color is very different for Cleo, but she looks so, so good with it. And every single accessory, every single item of clothing, I feverishly want. She's so cool looking. I can't wait to get my hands on her. I can't think about her too much because I get too excited and then I can't sleep at night. She's going in perfect. One of my favorite dolls, honestly. I mean, obviously just upon sight. I'm hoping the quality matches up. But on sight, one of my favorite dolls that G3 has come out with. She's so good. Okay, I had to do some rearranging, sorry, so that you could actually see these two dolls. But we have the Gorganizer dolls, the Draculaura, and then the Cleo. Draculaura, I think, is a stunning doll. She's very cute. I love the mesh shirt and, this dress that she's got on. Shoes are awesome. And I love her little makeup with all the hearts. So cute. The only reason I haven't bought her is because I have no need at all for the organizer that she comes with, and so I just don't want to spend $40 on the set because I only want the doll, so that would be a very expensive doll given that this is all that the doll proper comes with. But I do think that she's really, really cute. She's definitely not perfect. She's not up there with the ones that I am most in love with from Gen 3, but she's really good, so she's gonna go into good. And then Cleo, very similar problem where I would like for her to go on a really good sale someday so that I can get her. But I just don't need the organizer. I could store stuff in it. I would find a use for it. But I don't need it. And so I don't really want to pay $40 for a doll that I know half of what she comes with I don't care about, The dress is a little bit more simple than some of the other Cleo dolls we've gotten. The makeup is super pretty though. Again, I know it's kind of blurry. Sorry, I'm zooming in way further than I should be. She just looks cute. She's definitely not the best Cleo ever out of this generation, but she's cute, so she's gonna go into good. Alright, then we have, wow, my layers are all weird. Then we have 3 dolls from the Ghoul Spirit pack. I promise I will fix Frankie so that you can actually see what they look like. Toralei, cute. I don't mind Toralei with the long hair. I know that, that was a big thing when Gen 3 first dropped, is that people weren't a fan of Toralei with the long hair. I do think I like her hair better, shorter, but, I don't hate it long. Pretty much the thing with all of the Ghoul Spirit dolls is that I don't really care for, sport dolls or cheer dolls or anything like that, so they're really not made for me. So there's nothing wrong with Toralei, but I just kind of feel mid about her. Deuce... same complaints with just not really a huge fan of sports dolls in general. I like his pants. I think those are cool with the snakes on them. I also am having trouble with G3 Deuce, not because of the skin tone. I feel like some people prefer Deuce to the human skin tone, and I really don't mind that he's green. It's just the snakes. I feel like they need some sort of painted detail or some sort of gradient or something. In Gen 1, I think they had a gradient to them. Hold on, I have a Deuce back here. Yeah, they had a gradient to them so that there was a little bit more detail. And I think the thing that bothers me with Gen 3 Deuce is that there's not that. It's just one solid hunk of plastic. And so it doesn't look super. I do want to, because I have one Deuce, I want to customize him a little bit and kind of paint his snakes up to make them look better. But because of that, right now, Deuce is not my favorite. So I know I haven't ranked Toralei yet. I'm getting there. But Deuce, I think, is going to go into miss the mark on this one, because he's got the dual problem of the snakes and then also the sports stuff, so it's just not gonna work. Toralei, I think I'm gonna put into mid, because I do think that her outfit is one of my favorites from the Ghoul Spirit pack. And then we get to Frankie, and I do think that this Frankie is really, really cute. I like the side shave on them. I think that looks really good. You can't tell super well in this picture, but it is purple. And I do like their green skirt. That's definitely something that I think is a cute piece of fashion for them, and the transparent green boots. I know some people are not a fan of like all of the transparent fashion that Gen 3 is doing, because they are doing like a shocking amount of accessories and shoes in transparent plastic. But if you've been around for a while, if you know me, you know I love transparent plastic, so I'm absolutely living for it. So I am going to go ahead and put Frankie into mid also, because again, I'm not a fan of like the sports stuff, so like the accessories they come with, not a fan. I don't really love their sweater, but I do think Frankie has some redeeming pieces out of that pack. And then the other set of Cool Spirit dolls, again, I know I'm kind of weird with the layers over here. I promise I will fix it. Clawdeen, nothing really redeeming to me. There's nothing wrong with her, but like, again, it's just not a pack that's made for me, and I also don't think that like it's particularly well designed. I ended up buying this pack on a clearance sale because they were like, gosh, I can't remember now, maybe like $40 when I got them. And so to get $6 for $40, I was like, yeah, I'll use these because I'll redress them or customize them or something. And I think the thing that's preventing me from putting any of these dolls in good but not for me is that the quality is not super on this Ghoul Spirit 6-pack. So, like, that brings it down, because it's not even like, oh, well, you know, I don't love the designs, but, you know, it's fine, someone else will love them. Because while I'm sure some people like the look of the designs, the quality really is not super. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and put this Clawdeen and miss the mark also. I know I'm heavily biased. Like, obviously, this is my ranking, so of course I'm heavily biased. But I know that I'm biased against it more because of the sports aspect, but what are you going to do? Cleo, I love this dress actually, except for the Monster High 13 on the front, which is a shame because I think this fabric is really, really cool for her. I wish that the fabric of the jacket was made into something else because I'm not into the Letterman style, but it's good fabric. And of course, I mean, she's Cleo. She always looks good. Hold on, actually, I'm just going to put these two in the same tier. Draculaura, good color scheme. I like her bow a lot. The base doll is cute. And I think that the outfit is less offensive than some. So both of these are actually going to go into mid. I have to not select Clawdeen. Get it together. But yeah, these are both going to go into mid. So honestly, most of the 6-pack ended up in mid. Because I don't think that the base dolls are bad at all. I just think the fashions are not for me. I didn't realize it until I was editing somehow, but I promptly accidentally erased that layer. So the second half of the Ghoul Spirit pack, you guys are just going to have to remember where they are, because I literally just got rid of them somehow and then forgot within the 5 seconds that it took me to do that. So yeah. Okay, then we're getting into the Creepover dolls, which again is a line that is not necessarily designed for me. I've never been a fan really of like sleepover dolls, just because I prefer to have my dolls in like going out type fashions. I don't think that Clawdeen is bad. I think that the pants are a cute design. She's fine. I really don't feel much at all. She's gonna go into good but not for me, because I feel like some people really love the sleepover lines. I just don't. Draculaura I do think is really cute, and she's the one that I almost considered buying. And still sometimes I'm like, well, I could redress her or customize her. I love the pants. That's what's getting me, is I think the pants are super, super cute for Draculaura. And she's got her little space buns. But I don't really like the wispy hair that they have on her face. And I think it's molded on. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Because if it's painted, I can like use acetone to take that off. But I think they are molded on. And I get that it's supposed to be flyaways because she's like getting ready for bed, so her hair's not perfect. But I just don't like the way that they look personally. But she's pretty cute. She's also going to go in good month for me. But I get why people like her. Okay, and then Frankie for the Creepover line. Honestly, they might be my least favorite from the Creepover line. I don't know. Like, the shirt is fine. The robe is fine. I think the other two had pieces that kind of stood out to me. Like, I like both Clawdeen and Draculaura's pants. But nothing about Frankie is really exciting me, so I'm gonna put them in mid. Then we have Twyla, and I know that Twyla was super popular. I know that everyone was really, really excited that she was coming back, and I don't really dislike her actively. If you saw my G1 ranking for Twyla, I just have never really been a huge fan of her design. Like, I don't think it's ugly, it just doesn't really resonate with me, so like, I've never felt super connected to it. And I don't think that in G3 they changed her look that much. So for me, it's basically the same thing almost as G1 Twyla. And I know a lot of people like her for that reason. I'm just not a super big fan. I know that she is canonically autistic within the G3 show, which I think is awesome that they were very explicit with that representation, because I feel like a lot of shows will kind of dance around representing different things instead of just saying, yes, this is it. Like, we have a character who has this or experiences this or whatever. So I do really, really appreciate what Twyla represents in G3. But as far as design goes, I just think she's kind of similar to her Gen 1 dolls, and I wasn't a huge fan. I also really dislike the color that they chose for her hands, because I feel like it doesn't match the wispies on her wrists and her ankles. I don't know, it just kind of looks weird to me. So Twyla's going to go into good, but not for me. Again, like, I understand why people like her, I just personally don't. Okay. I keep thinking we're almost done, and I'm like, there's still so many to do. This is Day Out Clawdeen, who is like a budget Clawdeen doll. Very similar vibes to her signature that we're going to come up on. Pretty much all the Day Out dolls are like fairly similar to their signature dolls. I think this Clawdeen is cute. The shirt and shorts is nice. I like the bag. Yeah, she's good. So she's going to go in good. Then we have the Draculaura, who I feel like is probably the most similar out of all the Day Out dolls to her signature doll. There's just a lot of really similar aspects. I don't like the skirt as much as I like the shorts that you'll see in the signature coming up, but a lot of really, really good stuff. The shoes, same mold that you've seen a few times now, but they are really cute. I think I'm going to put her in good. I don't know what it is, because like she is very similar to her signature, but she doesn't give me the same vibes as the signature does. Okay, and then Day Out Frankie. I actually really love them. I love the like chain that's kind of going from the necklace. Is that what you would call it? I guess. A necklace connecting to the belt I think is really cool. The zap ring is really nice. I like this a lot, actually. I don't know why I haven't grabbed them. Like, I feel like I should have bought this doll. I know they're still available, so like I still can. I don't know what's stopping me. This is a good Frankie. They're gonna go into good. Okay, getting into the signatures, we have Clawdeen. I feel like she was one of the least loved signatures when G3 first came out, but I think she's cute. I have her, and I'm very, very happy with her. Not my favorite Clawdeen that we've gotten so far. That was Skulltimate Secrets, but I do think that she looks good. I think she's pretty cute. She's gonna go into good. Okay, then signature Cleo. This was the first G3 doll that leaked, that we got like leaked images for. I just love this doll so much. Like, I have her, but she's one where I will go into stores and see her on the shelves and still have that reaction of like, oh, I should buy this because she's just that good, because she's just that cute. And I just want more of her. Like, I literally want multiples of her, which doesn't make sense, but I love signature Cleo. Deuce, he's fine. I do like his clothing and his signature doll. Aside from the shoes, I feel like the shoes just don't match. Like, the colors are really, really off to me from the rest of his outfit. It's the hair, the snake hair, that's what's getting me. It's just the lack of detail there. So he's going to go into mid for his signature doll. And then we have the signature Draculaura, and like, look at her. She's just so cute. She has the same vibes as the signature Cleo does, where I see her and I want her even though I already have her. And it doesn't make sense, but there's just like so much love in my heart for this Draculaura doll. So like, obviously she's gonna go into perfect. She's so cute. Okay, then we have signature Frankie, and I wasn't enough a fan of them in this outfit to buy them. Like, I don't have the signature Frankie, but over time, they have grown on me. We're coming up on the Frankie doll that made me love Frankie, because if you've been here a while, you probably know that I didn't like Frankie until Gen 3. This wasn't it. This wasn't the Frankie doll that, like, flipped that switch in my head. But now looking back, I can be like, yeah, this is pretty cute. Still probably not enough for me to want to buy them. I actually weirdly like the Day Out version better. But they're gonna go into good. Okay, Ghoulia. Another thing that, like, if you've been here, you know, never been a fan of Ghoulia. I don't do zombies, so I'm not really here for it. This is like a fairly different design to the Gen 1 version of Ghoulia, and I feel like people are kind of divided on that. I don't really have an opinion because I've never been a Ghoulia person, but I do think some aspects of her design are good. I like that her beanie is fabric. The little tombstone earrings are fun. The jacket that she has with the brain pattern, even though I don't like it, I understand why people would like it, and I appreciate the detail there. The skirt is rough. I'll say that. The skirt is pretty rough. The shoes are rad, though. So I'm going to put Ghoulie into good but not for me, because I would understand why people would like her. I just don't. Okay, Laguna, a very contentious doll. Even now, like, I feel like a lot of the controversy with G3 has kind of died out, but I feel like people are still very divided on Laguna. I think she's cute. I think that the pink actually works really, really well for her. I love all the different colors in this design. Like, this is a really good doll, and I don't think of her as much as I think of, like, Signature Cleo or a lot of the Draculaura dolls. Like, I don't think of her as often, but when I do think of her, it's very fondly. And I'm actually going to put her up into perfect. Like, I really, really like her. I kind of want to get a second one to redress her. Okay, we are almost done. We are in the home stretch. I'm trying to get there because I'm like, my iPad is going to die. This is so many dolls to do in one video. But Toralei, very, very cute. I think her whole outfit is just very appropriate for Toralei. I think they, like, retained a good essence of her character. They obviously changed it. I don't know how it is in the show, but, like, from the doll, you can tell the fashions are a little bit different than maybe what Toralei and G1 would wear. But I think that some of that, like, character essence is still there, and I think it's really, really cute. Also, she's a cat, so, like, I am biased towards her. Weirdly enough, I don't think that she's going to go into perfect, because I just don't feel like she evokes the same emotion in me as some of the other dolls, but she is going to go into good. And I really want a different Toralei doll. Like, I want G3 to come out with another Toralei, because I would love to see her in a different outfit. And then lastly, we have the Coffee Break 2-pack. So I do have these dolls. The Deuce is fine. I do like his clothing. It's just the hair. It's just the snake hair that is really killing it for me. Mine also came with some loose joints, which was a little bit sad. But design-wise, I like the pants, I like the shoes, and I like the hoodie. So he is going to go into... he's still going to go into mid. I'm sorry. It's just the snakes, man. Like, I feel like once I repaint him, I'm going to love him, but I just haven't gotten that far. And then Frankie. This is the Frankie that made me love their character, that made me open to buying more of their dolls. Like, this is literally the first Frankie doll I ever purchased, which is saying something, considering that I've been a Monster High fan for, like, what, 10 years now? Something like that. This is the first time a Frankie doll has won me over, and I still love this design for them so much. Like, this jacket, the tie necklace, the shorts, every single thing about it is absolute perfection. So they are going to go into perfect, which is a great way to end off this video. I feel like a lot of time when I do rankings, I accidentally end on a bad one, but we're ending on a perfect for Frankie from Coffee Break. Just absolutely stunning. So yeah, this is the ranking. It's pretty overwhelmingly good. I'm a G3 fan. Like, I really, really am. I just think they're so, so cute. I love the direction that these dolls are going, and every time we get a new announcement for more G3 dolls, I'm excited. As you can tell, I like the vast majority of them. Even the ones that I don't like as much, I kind of feel more neutral about than I feel active dislike towards. Even, like the two that are in the bottom. The Clawd is only because I feel like his hair and, like, his face is really inconsistent in person. And the Deuce is, like, the only one that I would say I'm not really good with. Like, I kind of don't like him. But every other doll, I feel like there's at least one redeeming factor, or I can at least understand why people like it. Like, that's a good track record. So that's going to be my very positive G3 ranking. So yes, guys, that is the video for today. I do hope you enjoyed your time here. I know it is a lot of dolls to go through, so, like, I understand if you can't give me your full ranking in the comments down below, but I would love to hear kind of your highlights and lowlights, like your most favorite dolls and your least favorite ones, or, like, what you're excited for. I would just love to talk about Monster High, as always, with you guys. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys!